the field. We bring the energy. Ready to go.
Off the field, I build my brand.
At Jackson State, we make it happen.
State said one story, my brand tells another.
This is Jackson State. This is family.
This is the KC-1400 Collective. Tiger Nation, we need each of you to join the movement.
Be the team behind the team.
Support our NIL collective. Get signed up today.
Visit www.KC1400collective.com. Be our love. Go Tigers.
We are trying to build a program for the next 10 to 12 years. It's not something that's overnight. We understand that the NIL and collective stuff has its role, it plays in it, but we are on the forefront of FCS football and attacking the NIL, attacking the collective. We got a very nice payroll at Jackson State, believe it or not. And I mean, our fan support, and we need more support. But we know that that payroll is attached to championships. You know what I mean? So we're not out here trying to recruit kids based on money, but we also want them kids to know if you come to Jackson State and you end up benefiting from the collective, benefiting from an NIL deal, we expect a championship out of you.
Wait. Before I go any further, hey, if you haven't done so already, make sure you get some of that cat head vodka and get down with KC-1400. Hey, go over there and sponsor with them guys, man. Go ahead, pitch in. Tell a friend, tell them, make sure you get you some of that cat head. Hey, go support KC-1400. Get you some of that cat head vodka for real. Just saying.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, man. Happy Friday. TJIF, happy to be back on. Man, it's been... Last time we were on was the first Friday. We had been on quite a minute. We were on to honor our dear brother D-Core C. Rest in peace to our good brother, man. Still very surreal. Our brother's no longer with us. Still trying to figure this thing out, man, and navigate a new way. Man, it's just still fresh on your boy, man. Still fresh on your boy, man. But we're gonna continue to uphold the banner and continue to stay the course, man. So hopefully everybody had a great day. What's up, Cool Beezy? What's happening, bro? Miss Angela, how you doing? Man, happy to be on tonight. I'll get my brother C. Lee to hop on for a minute just to give us some thoughts. Swipe, what it do, baby? J Boom, what's happening, bro? What it do, ski wooski, man? Hey, real quick as you guys come in, been enjoying the show, been enjoying getting back on this thing, man. Been enjoying getting in a good little flow of things, man. You know, whenever you're traveling, I got to come back into my home studio and get back on this thing. It's always takes a little time. But tonight I'm actually glad, man, because I will not exceed the time frame in which I plan on being on, because I do plan on going to see old Bruce in town. Like I said I was going to do, I'm going to go sit down and get me a good laugh on tonight. But the work got to be done. And don't forget to get them season tickets. That's right. That cool Banks out there, man. Talk. He right, though, man. Speaking of season tickets, man, listen, they are on sale. Youth tickets, you know how we are about them youth tickets. If you want to get them, you might want to get them right now. Limited availability, $110 for the youth. Now, listen, family, let me just tell y'all something. Man, don't be buying no youth tickets trying to use them for adults. He said, shut up, Ken. You're messing up the hack. Nah, it ain't no hack. You know what I mean? We got to, every little bit. I get it, man. I'll just leave it at that. But, youth. That applies to the ages that it applies to. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, $170 for general admission. Reserved seats is sold at $235, and of course your box seats start at $300. And then you got all your tailgate and parking tickets, man. Make sure you go to JSUtigers.com/tickets, but you can also call the ticket office and do what you got to do. Get your stuff. Don't wait. Y'all know how that goes, man. So But I thought I'd throw that up there since Cool Banks talked about it. That's the old school. I remember getting student tickets for the grown-ups. Man, you know they doing it, man. They be like, man, I wish that dude would shut up. He always running his mouth. Said gold, remember, but my name was showing on here. Box 12 here. What's happening, baby? What's up, Carl? How you doing, man? Brother Cube, how you doing, man? Happy TGIF, man. It's been hopefully you guys had a good week, man. Woke up this morning, you know, our you know, the man that is heralded as the position of the, you know, the head office in the country decided he wanted to post on social media that you know, the previous prez and the previous first lady was monkeys, man. I don't know what. Look, the world going crazy right now, man. But God is still in control. You know, you can't ever look out at this stuff and not realize and lose sight of the fact that no matter how crazy it gets, it's never out of hands of the one that's in control of all things. So if it's happening, it must be happening for a reason, you know. But hey, man, you can't dance around certain stuff. You can't dance around. I was gonna make a joke. Man. You know, I don't understand why the man's so bothered by that man. I don't know, but I also don't understand racism neither. So but you know, it kind of, being a JSU fan, you tend to watch somebody say this joker crazy, because you know, people, I talked about, you know, comprehension levels. I'm not going to try and be disrespectful to nobody, but sometimes you give examples and they go right over people's head and they think you they think you're crazy, right? But seriously though, JSU, I told you, JSU is a special type of community, man. We get people sometimes attack us, man, and we don't be knowing these folk. We don't know. Like, my question be, why do you even think about, what made that man wake up this morning thinking about Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, man? That was crazy to me. But yet we still got people online talking about because Mississippi Valley, who went to perform for him, the Mean Green Marching Machine, went to the inauguration. And they heading over to Sacramento State. I guess Jack State's supposed to be following Mississippi Valley. I proceeded to say this, man. If Jack State, and this was no disrespect to anyone, but from where we sit, JSU got to follow Mississippi Valley in football or band. He might well just chunk the programs away. I know. It's just, I'm sorry, man. I just see us in a different light than what some people might suggest. But anyway, let me leave that alone. I'm gonna come back to it, but I just wanted to. I'm just kind of letting my thoughts flow right now, man. It's a very interesting time in history right now. History meaning his story, you know, like his story being God's story, right? He's in control. It doesn't matter. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm just telling you how it is. Yeah, we don't follow Valley or no other school. We follow us. And sometimes we're going to hit the mark and sometimes we're going to fall short, but we never change course on what it is, and that is to do what we do, you know. Try to get away from that schedule stuff, but I just still find it quite comical that you can get online and still see people ranting and raving about the schedule. But we're going to highlight signing day. Get Brother C. Lee up, see how he doing, see what's cracking, see how he give his thoughts. I think he kind of likes the way, you know, things were going. Hey, listen, I do want to say from the show on Wednesday, a lot of swear words. So Pops, Mama, you know, those who had sensitive ears, you know, I do want to say, pardon me. I'm not going to apologize simply because that would be disingenuous. I meant every word I said, but you know, I'll be better if I need to be, you know. But sometimes these folks just kind of get on your nerves a little bit. I didn't have nobody come in my chat today because I must have really nailed home my point, because obviously I didn't have anyone come to me saying that, you know, they didn't understand. I thought I was speaking plain English the first time, but I'm glad that we're making some progress here, man. I really am. I'm excited about football season. I'm excited about signing day. I'm excited about how we what's up, Landon? How you doing, buddy? Appreciate you for always tuning in. Yeah, don't. Now, what's understood does not have to be explained. You are absolutely right. But when you have a show that requires you to speak, I'm just saying, explanations is content. 4 times. Hey, 4 times. Man, Spicy Ken. Y'all calling Spicy Ken like he's something different. Y'all just been drinking milk. I've been spicy, but I don't mean that in the sense of like, this stuff. But sometimes people just play on you, baby. Hey man, I appreciate you, brother. Hey man, I love tigers that love to be tigers, man. I appreciate you, brother. For sure. Looking forward to meeting you, man. Make sure you let me know who you are when you see me, man. So I can make sure I know. Let's see. Boom just posted. So let's see. Ross Dillon. I just got a news report. The Mountain West is in serious dialogue to add FCS powerhouse North Dakota State as a football-only member starting this coming season. A deal could be finalized as soon as this weekend. Holy smokes. How about that now? Finally, North Dakota State decides to take off its FCS clothing and head to the FBS ranks. Oh man, that's good for them, man. Football bowl subdivision is inching closer to becoming a reality. So North Dakota State is going FBS. Fire up the HBCU elevating to FBS conversations that have no pathway. Is not going to happen no time soon. I do want to talk about something tonight that's going to be kind of an expansion. Like I said, I'll give you guys about an hour 30 and then I got to bounce, man. I got to go get dressed and we'll just throw something on, man. Go see my boy Bruce, man. Make me laugh a little bit. But nevertheless, man, let's get some preliminaries out of the way, and then we will proceed. Brother C. Lee, if you're out there, man, let me know when you're in the chat. I'll get to you here in just a minute, man. But listen, if you want to donate to the foundation, you can go via Givelify. Shout out to all of those that support the foundation and the collective. Pretty good day for the collective. Had a couple of sign-ups today. Let's keep it popping. The link is in the chat if you haven't signed up. Let's get signed up. Shout out to Cannon Toyota of Vicksburg. Listen, if you're in the market for a vehicle, new or used, a Toyota, a Honda, certified pre-owned, if you're in the Vicksburg market, head over to Cannon Toyota. If you're not, if you're in Jackson, you can drive over. It's only a 30-minute, 35-minute commute. They get you taken care of, man. 601-835-6100. And listen, if you're in Jackson and you need a Nissan or another certified pre-owned type vehicle, you can head over to the Hill, Gallatin, see Will. Will and his team going to get you taken care of. Great partner of KC-1400 Collective. Listen, if you go buy a vehicle, and you mentioned KC-1400 sent you, they write a check to the collective. Pretty cool stuff there, right? NIL partnership, just list goes on and on. So thankful to Cannon Nissan and all that they do. Keep me rolling when I'm in town. This is where we supply our vehicles when we on the road during the football season. Hey, man, it's been a great partnership thus far, man. And Auto Masters, shout out to Timothy Poe and Terrence Miles and the crew, just for all that they do. Hey, I'm going to drop that link for you, baby, when you're ready. I'm going to just get you up for a brief moment, man, and let's just get caught up on. I know you've been very busy, but we'll do a recap and we'll get out the way from everybody, man. But it's Friday night. I am going to get back into the flow of doing Friday night shows. We got to get back to 3 nights a week like we've been doing, and we're going to keep it in front of you, man. I know Tiger Talk is on pause right now. We're still trying to sort all of that out. I got a new show, an interview show coming down the pipe. Finalize the name for it. Not all the content from KC-1400 Media with me is going to be live. There will be some pretty amazing interview content, similar to Tiger Talk. But there's going to be a new interview series that's going to be coming down the pipe. The work don't stop. We got to keep it going. You won all the arguments Wednesday with the exception of, hey, you know what, man? I got my mouse with me today, baby. I got it with me, man. I'm keeping my thumb low. You know what I'm saying? So don't jinx me, Jared. Don't jinx me, man. You might mess me up. So if I go out, y'all know the mouse got me. I'm gonna try to keep it I'm gonna try to keep it tight though. But man, shout out to Auto Masters, and we appreciate them, man. Listen, we are getting closer and closer and closer. If you know any Tigers out there, share the content. Let them know that we're live right now. Everybody, do me a favor. Share the stream. If you're on Twitter and you see the stream, share it. If you're on Facebook, share it. If you're on YouTube, share it. Share. Let everybody know. Let every Tiger that you know, right? Say like my brother, D. Corey C. It all helps the cause, man. Love my brother, man. I miss my brother dearly, man. Life has been very different without D. Corey C. Man, it's been different, bro. Like, it just, man, I tell you guys, man, having those around you that love JSU like you love JSU and talking about JSU. And I know, you know, my heart goes out to everybody that's in the chat. We holding on. You know, we ain't gonna we ain't gonna, hey man, boom, I'm telling you, bro, it's been different, bro. It's been different. And I think we're all really trying to adjust. I don't want to get too deep into it. I might start crying again, right? But I've been I definitely miss our brother, man, for real, for real. So it's been tough, man. I got to say that it's been very tough. It's still tough. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has such a unique gift towards this thing. And every time I always think like, it's so, let me see how I can put it. He's going to stay with us forever. You know, he's just going to have to live through us in spirit. And we have so many experiences and so much data to pull from, you know what I mean? It's almost like we can just go back to some of those conversations and some of those times and moments to know what to do, you know? I've always, you know, I have my lane, this lane. However, it was always good to break away from this and go back to, it's almost like going back home and being able to hit the reset button. You know how it is when you go home, man. Sometimes it's good. You be out here willing and dealing, and you could have a great operation going on. You got your own home, your own life, your own career. You got everything going. But sometimes it's just good to go home. You know what I'm saying? And when you go home, you get that reset. It's like putting your phone on the charger a little bit, and then having someone else to kind of carry that load a little bit. Those shoes will not be filled. It won't. They would never. There is no replacing, bro. It just isn't. It's navigating a new normal and trying to adjust, and just it's not about just doing the thing that makes doing this so cool, and what has made this being so cool is, like I said, it's the camaraderie, it's the meeting of the minds and meeting in a place. And I know everybody's feeling this because we all came together, like what I said, we all came together through his, you know what I'm saying, orchestration. You know, we have to carry that on because he's still the glue that connects us, and as well as JSU, but everyone had their own special, significant role within this brotherhood, man. And now it's just very different. And I guess that's that. So wasn't expected to go down that way. I just wanted to I want to refer to it from a very happy place. Absolutely. And in the land of the rest, T. Jones is going to be laid to rest on tomorrow, man. It's been a tough week, man. And then I know that another young lady, beautiful soul. I know they say things kind of happen in threes, but I do want to send a heartfelt condolence to the JSU, man. The JSU Tiger family has been taking a lot of hits lately, man. Just life is precious, man. So starting with D. Corey C, then afterwards comes former football player and coach and author, and just an amazing Jacksonian, you know what I mean? Terrence Jones passed away. His funeral is on Saturday, tomorrow. So, man, and then Dr. Denisa Strong, she's part of the JSU NA Byron Terry chapter. Let's see, Ken, what hit so hard in your speech Saturday was the part about the court side. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was tough. So that's why we said, Brother Jimmy, that we weren't going to allow anyone to sit in that seat. for the rest of the season. Like I said, I ain't gonna put no damp on today, but wow, just got his book today. Isn't that something? But that's life, man. It really is, man. It's something. Like, for those that don't know, and I don't mind saying this, I'll share this with you guys. So I was one of the ones that were asked to speak on behalf as a business partner, Corey. And I'll share this because sometimes you get things and you may not know, what that means. When we got our passes for the table, and I mean, you never know, man. I mean, I don't know if people know when it's their time, you know what I mean? Because I haven't, sometimes we be like, yeah, they knew it was their time, but it's not like nobody left and then came back and told you about it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't looking for nobody to come back from the other side and be like, yeah, bro. Just like, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I be creeped out by stuff like that. I try not to think about stuff. So trying to add a little humor to it because there is a human element to it. But as I stated, as we were going through, it was 4 seats, all of the home passes, parking, and of course our passes for the whole season. So when the season starts, you get your packet for the whole season. And I was divvying them out, myself, Kevin Dent, KT Dub, D Core C was going to be recipients of these this time around. And I was telling Dub, hey, keep mine because I may not be able to make it to some of the games due to just the fact that I'm not going to travel, because I travel so much during football season. So I was like, make sure, you keep yours, didn't get his. And I was like, man, go ahead and get Corey his, man. And Corey was like, he just said he wasn't going to need him. And that meant nothing at the time until you go back and then you just say, damn, wow. You know what I mean? So it was, and his time was up on this side, So again, when you process this thing and understand that even though you see me talking and listening, if we keep living, at some point in time, these words will become past words. And, I said, we all born with an expiration date on our foot, right? But what you have to do in that very small time, you have to make sure that your life counts and make sure that you have currency stashed up for the next side. For me, and I don't mind sharing this because I'm just kind of opening it up. The things that Corey would say to me, he'd say things like, man, it was always meant for you to do this. And it's just like, wow. When I look at what, God has me doing in this space and working in this space, I had this happen to me. I don't mind sharing this, and I'm just giving you my testimony. Someone had hit me up years ago. I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, might have been, and it was via Twitter. It was a profile. I do not remember. And I'm telling you guys, this happened similar around the time. I don't know if this was before Dion or after Dion. I can't remember, man. I just know that someone, how you have these profiles, they're faceless profiles, and they may have a name and you don't know who they are. You know what I mean? I'll never forget this like it was yesterday. And I know it happened because I went and I was feverishly looking for this inbox on Twitter. Man. And they hit me up and they was like, man, you don't know this right now. And sometimes God speak to people, man. You know what I'm saying? And I look at what I'm doing now and what I've been doing and how I'm being used right now in the space that I am. Sometimes you get called for a mission that's greater than yourself. And I'm sitting in that seat right now in relation to Jackson State, man. And I'm so blessed and thankful for you guys that support this platform. And when we talk about the things that we've done through this platform, we're talking about over 750,000, almost $1 million in financial support towards Jackson State since we've gotten started at the end of 2022. So I'm not lost on that, man. We haven't hit four years, but we're a little over our 3rd year. And I'm gonna get back to everything, but I want to say this because it was relevant to something that bro has said. I've heard it before. And I know you may think I'm talking about myself. This is not a vanity trip because I won't let you pump me up. If you say, man, you can, you this, you that. Anybody that knows me know I say, nah, man, it's we. Man, I can't do this without y'all. I don't want to do it without y'all. I have moments where I don't want to do this without my brother. I'm like, man, I've had moments of wanting to just walk away from it and just say, man, I'm done because of him leaving and exiting. But it's like, I know that's not what he would want me to do. You know what I'm saying? So you got to stay the course, and you have to understand that things are a little bigger than yourself sometimes when you're called into those things, right? But I got this inbox, man, years ago, man. It was like, you don't understand this right now, man, but you're going to be the chosen one, man, that's going to, like, you're going to be used. Man, I don't know if God spoke to this person. I'm not making this up because I looked for it and I couldn't find it. I promise you I couldn't find it. I spent days. I went through every single inbox. I read every message for days trying to find this message. And I'm saying, God, am I tripping? I know I read this. I know you sent me this. I know this is what was said. And it was like, you don't know this just yet, man, but just trust me. Things gonna change for you in a short time. Like you're chosen to do something greater, man. You're gonna be the one that's gonna turn things around. And it was in relation to JSU. I kid you not. I was like, I thought he was talking about, like the podcast, whatever the case may be. This was before we ever did one initiative. None of this stuff existed, man. Prior to this stuff, man. None of this stuff existed, man. None of it. None of it. None of it. None of it. I kid y'all not. I always be reluctant to talk about stuff like that because I think people be thinking I'd be crazy or trying to, you know what I'm saying? But I promise y'all, man, that actually happened years ago, man. And I've only shared that with a few, sharing it with you guys now, whatever. It's like, man, you start saying things like chosen one and all that type stuff. I'm talking about for the mission that I'm currently on. And it's evident that obviously whatever they saw years ago, they let me know, it's evident because man, teach me. Because boy, you couldn't have guessed if you'd have told me I'd have been doing this, man. And I'm saying that like we were handpicked by D Corsi, man. Man had a vision. I meant that. He was a visionary, man. He laid a blueprint. There were no school-related podcasts prior to Tiger Talk. Before y'all get your Victoria's Secrets all balled up in a knot, make sure you use a wet wipe. Just saying. There were no school-related podcasts like this. It wasn't. Nobody was doing school-designated podcasts before Tiger Talk. If they were, show me a podcast. I didn't say an HBCU podcast. That's not what I'm talking about. I didn't say it was plenty of HBCU podcasts. There was plenty of platforms that were out there that I can't remember of a school-related specified podcast that was in place. If I'm wrong, then I stand corrected. Somebody may come back and say, oh, man, we existed. It might be somebody, I don't know. But I didn't see it. I don't remember. Because what I'm saying is it wasn't like the work that we started to do with Tiger Talk was how people see something and then they start doing it too? It wasn't like that. It was really birthed out of the idea of us telling our own story because we were relying on others to tell our story, i.e. the Clarion Ledger, called the Clarion Liars. I alluded to that at the funeral as well. But it's not to, I may be wrong, but I doubt it though. I don't think there was anyone that was specifically doing school-specific podcasts that and then we started off, and so my point was everyone had their role. And I came on just as a recruiting guy to talk about recruiting things, recruiting stories, and just recruiting. This is so like where we are right now to talk about the signing class and National Signing Day. Man, I used to be so enamored with National Signing Day that I would take off work on Wednesday. That Wednesday, that's that first Wednesday of February. Oh, brother and sister, I was not going to work. And I would sit there and watch 247 Sports. I watch ESPN. I was in it, man. You know what I'm saying? And that was my niche, and that's what I was called up on. And I've given the story about how that thing kind of progressed. And so, yeah, man, that's it, man. That's how we got to where we were. And I was invited in the room with a lot of other Tigers, man, that had their niche and they had their role to play. And it was an amazing room to be in because it was like, man, I'm in a space where, man, I love talking about this stuff. Man, I could talk about this all day. And then you find other brothers, you know, that love JSU the same way in their own way. And we could talk about JSU all day. And then we, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's exactly right, man. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Greg did the same. Shout out to G, man. That's my brother, man. And that's who I was cool with as well. He connected me with Corey, you know, as well, man. And man, I remember that, bro. Man, you still do a fantastic job of that, bro. And we're gonna need some more of that. You know, some of the stuff I'm gonna talk about tonight is from, you know what I'm saying, our brother Clay, you know, who just has a niche, man. You have guys like Boone who can find anything, man. You say, man, there's an offensive lineman, man. I think he from Georgia, man. He on this roster. Boone say, give me some time. He gonna find it. That's his thing. You know what I'm saying? Attention to details, and then Clayman just really good at organizing this thing. He can give you the whole roster. How many stars we got? We got this many 3 stars, this many 4. So it was a beautiful, man, gumbo of just organization, man. And now what tends to happen when the main player or the one that's responsible for everyone coming together is no longer available, things tend to slide, you know, fall by the wayside. But I promise you guys, as long as I have, you know, health and strength and breath in my body, I'm not going to allow that to take place, man. We're going to stay the course, man. And we're going to continue to uphold the banner that is Tiger Talk, whether we use that name or not. And I say that for a reason because, again, I don't want to get into all of that, but it's just some things we just don't have access to that only D. Corey C had. And maybe that was meant to be that way. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't say we split apart, you know. I wouldn't say that. I would just say everybody has their time in their seasons. Those who are meant to stay together, stay together. That's how it goes. There's never any, I don't, you know, I always look for the silver lining in everything that we do. Everyone has a season, you know what I mean? And everyone can't go. Sometimes things take a turn and they go in different directions, and it just is what it is. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, that's just kind of what it is. Sometimes that particular endeavor was to build things to where they were and where they are. And I'm just telling y'all. So I said that to say this. My conversations was, you know, is the reason why, bro, you know what I'm saying, whatever I offered and brought to the table and how my life just started to align with the path and with the calling and with what I was being asked to do. And I never, ever, ever, I never wanted to get in front of or outshine or any of that type stuff. That's why every time you see me come on here, I always pay homage to where I got my start from. And I will forever do that. You know what I mean? It's always been about humility and respect for the brand, and it's going to stay that way. But now we got some work to do. We got some work to, you know, to kick the tires on some ideas and revisit some things just to see if that's which way we're supposed to go. And we'll go as we need to go. KC-1400 is strong because you guys are the ones that fuel that thing. So, but I'm also proud, man, of just of where we are, man. So he would say, man, listen, bro, it was always meant for you to do that. And I think in his departing, you know, I don't think it was a coincidence that, you know, as I stated, and I don't say this to be, you know, offensive to anyone, because again, it's not about that. You got to you got to take the emotions out of the words, man. I don't think that the last photo that our brother posted was not intentional, because he was with us in that photo. It's the last photo that we saw. And I do not think it was a coincidence that he revisited something. And that's the thing that kept eating me up, you know. I'm thankful that I'm in a position now to where I can say this stuff without getting tore all up, man, because it has been tough. But when you go back to that Tiger Talk page, one of the most calculated brothers I've ever been around, one of the most, he was a wordsmith, just an absolute, just a sniper with words, man. You know what I'm saying? A wordsmith, and very, very articulate, very intentional. It was not a coincidence, man, that bro decided to go back to when I was dealing with the loss of my niece back in April of 2024 to highlight this collective and what I did, what my contribution was to Tiger Talk, and how it wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for this, and how I would get a statue. And every time I say that, I get choked up. I feel it coming, but I'm gonna try to fight through it. I'm gonna leave this alone. But every time I always ask, was that his parting way of saying, thank you, bro? You know what I'm saying? And this is, as I depart, I'm gonna make sure I send another assist so that you know, are viewed in the way that you're supposed to be viewed. And that is the stuff that gets tough. So I'm gonna leave that alone because, boy, I have never been able to say that without getting emotional. All right. Man. I told you, man, bro messed us up. He did. He really did. So again, so yeah, that's what I pulled from, you know what I mean? And I'm so thankful for everyone that's been on this journey, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm so thankful for my brother KT Dub. Oh my gosh, man. I'm telling you, bro. That's the tough thing, man. Because it's like, y'all don't know. That week I took off, I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this no more. Right? Not without bro. And then I even say, nah, bro. You supposed to do this all along. I was just here to set you up, you know what I mean, and get you going. Just like, man, because I don't like talking about myself. And it's just like when you look at what we're doing now, you look at this collective, you look at the media business, you look at where we're taking this thing and the effect that we're having, and literally the actual real effect we are having on these young kids' lives, the success of our coaches, the support of the university. There is a quiet unification that's starting to happen at Jackson State. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And I'm telling you guys, we have a hand in that. So no, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Man, bro. You know. So yeah. It was always easier for him to be around because he always knew the right way to take things. He always knew how to maestro this thing. And although you see me, I'm great at being me now, you know what I mean, and doing what I do. But man, it daggone sure feels good, man, to have another leader, another just a giant. So when I say Jackson State, not just us and his family, right? Again, we lost a giant, man. We did. But this man, he built something that can last, and all we got to do is just keep going. So that's why I'm here. And I was like, every time I think of what to do, I kid y'all not, I just say, what would Corey do? And then I just go, I know what he did. I saw the work. I saw it. Every interview. Like a lot of times y'all don't know I was behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And thank you, Miss Emerald. I appreciate that. And I gotta say that because it's not when we talk real, sometimes people can get offended, but it's just like this, man. Sometimes, man, everybody has a season and this is what it is. Everybody can't go. You get what I'm saying? It's cool to do it with folks. But if I got to go alone, so be it. I said it a long time ago, man. God don't always call the equipped, man, but he will equip the call. On this journey, I have not ever had everything I needed to do what I'm been called to do. It's a hell of a responsibility because I know how much Travis and the rest of the university might have cringed on Wednesday. It felt good though, bro. You gotta let me have them moments every now and again. Just close your ears and say, you know, when cussing Ken come out, hey man, just let me have that moment. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy First. Y'all, I'm gonna blame it on First, man. I was listening to First. And he'll let out a MF or, you know what I'm saying? That's my boy right there, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But you know. But no, man, let's get back on track. I had to say that because I felt it in my spirit to say it. But that is how I have been approaching everything, man, from the last since so many other things we can say. Hey man, hey, you know what? It's all right, you know what I'm saying? It's all right, you know, but for real, man, like I just even looking at what we're doing now, bowling team whooping tail right now. They whooping tail. I gotta get the bowling coach on here too, man. Or just we're gonna do a lot of interviews, man. It's a lot coming, man. It's just a matter of building it out, restructuring, and then just kind of redoing what we're doing. That's what I see, and that's what could. Appreciate you, Victor. I appreciate that, man. So yeah, let's get rolling, man. Let's get rolling. As I stated earlier, we are on our road to 9,000 subscribers, and we're gonna hit that very soon. Hey, they finished the season. No, they haven't. They getting ready to roll. I gotta say this too. Let me say this, man. Well, let me take that down because shout out to Timona and Doc, right? And all those that are out here on the front lines doing good work for the brand that is Jackson State, not just their personal brands, but I champion any content that is pro JSU. I'm not a anti JSU supporter. I'm not going to waste my time trying to go defend it or listen to it, but I just appreciate those who do the work and keep the brand in mind when they go and do what they do. I think that's kind of the thing that some people kind of fall by the wayside. So let me share with you guys some of the things that people have been critical when it comes to me, you know, feeling like oh man, he won't say what's real. See, you know, when you do real good work, Bowling had tomorrow and Saturday Phoenix Conference play leading so far. This is our director of sports media. Travis, you got the longest title ever, man. So SID. But he's an associate athletic director for sports media. It's a long title. And I appreciate him being present because it, you know, it speaks to the work that we do. What'd you say, BJ? I'm going to make a jersey and Nick Corsi on and rock it this year from the sideline. Man, really trying to get me. Let me go and get my cry out the way then and be done with it. But no, like I said, I always appreciate my brother be here, and it speaks to the work that we do, and then we just keep it rocking and rolling. He helps keep me on my toes because at the end of the day, when you're carrying something that's bigger than yourself, it ain't always about you. You got to understand that a lot of people lean on us, lean on the information, and we appreciate that. We really do. Especially when you got student athletes that represent the brand as well and the things that we're asking them to do and asking them to represent, not misrepresent the brand and all that good stuff, man. So with that, I have to keep that in mind. You know, you can give your opinion and you can actually say the same thing that someone else is saying, But it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. You get what I'm saying? That can be very offensive. And unfortunately, man, listen, you go out there and say the wrong thing, it could damage your relationships. There's no way I can do this job and do what we do without having the blessings of the university, without having the trust of the coaches, without having the support of the AD. And I really personally don't give a darn what you think about how I move when it comes to that, because it's just man to man, man to woman, woman to woman. It's a respect thing. Like, hey man, if I'm gonna give you, you know, this access, this ability to come and go as you desire, least I can do is, when it's my turn to speak my opinion, I can also say it in a way that's palatable and not offensive. And somebody say, oh, listen, man, I've been through divorce, man. You know what I'm saying? I done lost friends and fell out with parents, mom, you know, brothers, sister, everybody. Sometimes it ain't about what you say, it's how you say it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful of that and understand that tonal articulation can cost more than what you think. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I can't type nor talk about the broadcast. Oh man, I just, you know, a different form. A critique, it can be. I wouldn't say it said different. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think there's a nuanced way to have those conversations, because there is a responsibility. Like, for example, the Hall of Fame is this weekend, right? It's coming up. Well, they just got announced today. There is a fine line between allowing sports media personalities to do their job and actually critique the information and the data. Yet at the same time, those professionals have to do it in a manner to which it can be palatable. Sometimes you just run into stuff that there's no way in the world you can say it in a way that's going to be palatable. It's going to be offensive because it's a very sensitive subject. So you might have to decide to either choose to deal with it, not deal with it offline, not deal with it publicly. It's just that's how you do that. Yep, I got my approval too. Good deal, Jay. I see you down there. The boom is going to be down there. We're going to touch on that. But again, I just wanted to say, man, those are the types of things you have to, and your intelligence level, it depends on who your audience is. If you're trying to appeal to a bunch of buffoons that's anti whatever that topic is, then you'll take the anti approach. You see it all day on social media, all day on, especially in the political climate. Depends on what side you fall on, how people articulate certain things. But what just blows my mind is that people don't understand that social media is not real life. You can't be one way on social media and then go try to be a different way in real life and think that people won't take those things to heart. I've seen people, I'm not talking about in sports with us per se or nothing, HBC. I'm just talking about in general. You've seen people like the DJ academics and the streamers and these people that say all these different types of things, and then they may encounter the person that I was laughing at Ryan Davis, one of the comedians who was talking smack about Cam Newton, and then now he's up in San Fran. It's Super Bowl weekend, and man, he said, man, Cam Newton is a big dude, man. He's like, I never knew that. I didn't know that dude was that big. He's 6'6". He's a big old dude, man. He's like, this dude can whoop me if he felt like it, you know? So he was like, man, I apologize, you know? But my point is, man, that's just kind of the little bit that come with that. So if I'm going to be critiqued for going to war for JSU, that's what we got into this thing for. Again, Tiger Talk got it. The origin of this thing was to tell our own story in a way that was favorable for us, not in a diluted way. Listen, there are some people, family, I'm talking to the chat now. There are just some people who, no matter what, no matter how you say it, they're not gonna receive any of your words in a positive manner. They're just not. That's not their they're just not gonna do that. So there you have it. You know, so that's a fact checking. With all the BS, I have cut plan. Yeah, you decided to contribute to. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Brother CD will be up here on the. Give me about 10 minutes, Brother CD. I'm bringing him on after the hour, and we're gonna chop it up and then just kind of see what's cracking, and we'll we'll go from there. I can't. Okay. So let's get through a couple more preliminaries. So listen, go for gold. Listen, we did get a sign up over the couple of days. We just got 2 today. So we're now at 620. If you haven't signed up for the collective, click the link in the chat. Click the link, click the link, click the link. Join. Man, it's gonna help the cause. Let's get to the 500s, man. I've just been looking at 600 for a while, man. I know it's 20 more people out there that can sign up for gold. Let's go for gold and make sure you stay the course with your gold membership. Don't do it for a couple of months and then flake out. We need you to go all the way, man. We got some healthy commitments to attend to. As AD said at the reveal, man, we got these guys love all the little. They appreciate the Gatorade and the water, but they need money. They want money. That's just a different time that we're in right now. But click that link and join, man. Click that link and join. Make sure you go get your cat head if you need some, and go get you some Greenwood from Jasco. Or you can go online if you're not in the city of Jackson. www.greenwoodwhiskey.com. Grab you some, ship it to yourself, and then have yourself a good time, man. Also, pointcitybrewing.com. Grab you one. I'm one already. All right, let's see. Man, listen. I was in Dallas yesterday. I met with Miss Peyton Sickles, and had a great, man, we got a great video shoot. We did a video shoot. We got some really cool promo coming behind these amazing socks. I actually got on a pair of Sick Fit right now. These socks are very comfortable. They're athletic compression socks. I mean, they are pretty dope, man. Everybody's been asking about the box. No, that's their box. You know, we got some stuff we could possibly do. We're looking at some collab, but the essence of what we're trying to do is we're going to drop this. These socks are going to drop in a couple of weeks, man. They're going to drop in a couple of weeks, man. The three pack, man. Be on the lookout for the 3-pack. Yeah. White pair, navy pair, red pair. It's going to have the KC-1400 logo on both sides. It won't have the tiger. So for somebody, listen, it's going to be, this is just a mock photo. You're going to see the actual logo on both sides. Really cool socks, man. Can't wait for these bad babies to hit the market. And soon as they will, I'm telling you, we are going to have Peyton and Crystal to come on. And, man, I can't wait for you guys to listen to them. That's going to be next Wednesday. That's the goal. Next Wednesday, we're looking to get them on. I'm pretty super. No, is it next Wednesday? Not this upcoming Wednesday, the following Wednesday. I'm sorry. The Wednesday after V-Day, the Wednesday after Valentine's Day. So they are in production right now. I don't have the actual socks. I have some sample socks that she gave me on yesterday. But did a pretty cool interview, sat down, talked about the origin of the brand, talked about some specific, the vision of where we are, how we got to where we are and where we're headed. Talked a little bit more about Sick Fit, and some pretty cool stuff coming down the pipe, man. Very, very, very excited. So when they do, you done put the tiger on there. Now I won't get. Hey, man, listen, I might get a tiger sock. We're gonna start it off. This is what they came up with. I didn't really care for the mismatch sock type thing. I know it's, we might just do a whole tiger, but we gotta see. We gotta see. We'll see. Hey, but no, man, I'm excited about these, man. Listen, don't forget to get your season tickets. Let me drop that link. Brother Seeley, this link is for you, man. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat right now. You can grab that. You can come up in the next 5 minutes, and then we'll get to moving. Hey, listen, man, don't forget the pep rally. Man, 2 weeks from now, not this upcoming Monday, but on the 16th, the Monday after Valentine's Day, we will have ESPN. We got a pep rally that Monday, and they're going to be live from the set on 11 a.m., man. So I think we played Bethune-Cookman that Monday, if I'm not mistaken. But, hey, listen, be in the building. Doors open at 9 a.m. Do not forget. Shout out to the softball team today. I know Travis said he was on there. Softball team, they bust Old Arlington Baptist. They whooped them up pretty bad today. We got the best team in the business. They look like my girl Mia right there. Is that my girl Mia Alvarez? One of our brand ambassadors, man. I'm excited to get things started again with them this month. Also looking forward to adding our track athletes. We got a couple of track athletes we're going to introduce this month as well. So we're working, man. Definitely working. So excited to. It's not all just football. It's not all just football. We got softball, we got baseball, we got softball, baseball, track. And we'll see. We'll see what other sports we can add, man, and we can go from there. And I was there, those girls hitting. Hey, man, we got some sluggers, D-Hop. Come on, man. Shout out to my girl, Jace. Jace Jackson out there, man. Hey, miss you the other night. Jace, I got my girl, Leah Gibson. Clear, she, softball team stood on business. Congrats. That's right, man. Had a really good showing tonight, man. Really good showing. So, hey, make sure you guys get that schedule and make sure you support whenever you can, man. Make sure you support. We got the best team in the SWAC. I said it. That's right. The best team in the SWAC. Make sure we go support them. Hey, man, we just introduced some new coaches, man. Talked to Coach Ray, D-line coach, man. If you were at the reveal, it was mentioned. If you won't, I'll come up next Monday and talk. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Next Monday, let's do it. Come on up. Let's talk for a minute. We're going to have different segments. Feel free to come up whenever you get ready. So, sounds good to me. On Monday, we'll have Brother Trav up. But listen, man, JSU football, we got a new D-line coach. Love Coach Ray. Coach Raekwon Bethea coming to us by way of Hampton University. Hampton University. So, again, hometown games, Gainesville, Florida. Graduate of Albany State. Started coaching at Albany State when he got done playing. From there, he went to West Kentucky, Coastal Carolina, Kentucky, SMU, Hampton. Yes, he does have merch out. Make sure y'all support Rick Deuce. Shout out to Deuce, man. Deuce, baby. Even got a meeting with Public Figure coming up next week. Looking to do some collab work, man. We trying to take this thing to the next level, man. It's like, how do we get to the next level? That's always my mindset, and that's what we're gonna do. But listen, I wanted to introduce D-line coach, Coach Raekwon Bethea. Hopefully, we can get him on next week, so you guys could get a chance to talk to him and see him. And man, amazing football mind, very fiery. I think our coaches did a great job of. I know, love Coach Jackson, and gonna miss him. But they brought in Coach Raekwon. Raekwon. He basically, when he was at Hampton, he joined Hampton in March of 2025. Previously that, he had spent this last season at SMU, where he worked with the defensive line. You know, he tutored Jared Harrison Hunter, who's first team, and Elijah Roberts. Both Roberts and Hunter were both invited to the East-West Shrine Bowl, and also the NFL Combine. He also helped SMU post 11-3 record with a perfect 8-0 mark in the Atlantic Coast Conference. SMU advanced to the Atlantic Coast Conference championship game. College football playoffs for the first time in program history. The 2023 Mustangs defense ranked top 25 in 10 defensive categories. So SMU was ranked 12th in the final Associated Press poll and was tied for 11th in the coaches poll. So we're getting a really, really, really good defensive line coach. And I'm telling you, just from the bit I've seen, I mean, just very fiery. I think he's going to have an amazing, phenomenal career. You know, sometimes you just get coaches similar to Coach Callie James, and Kylie James comes in, and he knows Coach Kylie, and they played against one another. He was at Albany. Coach Kylie was at Tuskegee. Very similar in age, very close. I know he visited Coach Kylie over in James Madison. He's at James Madison. He's defensive line coach under Coach Billy Napier now. And, man, listen, native of the Gainesville, Florida, graduated Santa Fe High, attended Coffeyville Community College before going to Albany State. But, man, listen, spent 2021 in the season as a assistant defensive line coach at Albany State, and then he went on to Western Kentucky in 2002 as the defensive line grad assistant. And then he was also on the staff at Coastal Carolina as a grad assistant for 8 months before going on to Kentucky, where he was a volunteer assistant for one season. So we got a new revamped defensive line. A lot of size on that line, man. He had a hand in a lot of the kids that came in to play for his defensive line, and just very, technique savvy, very, very big on teaching the game and really getting those guys to buy into what they're looking to do, man. I just love how, Coach Quinn allows each coach to they recruit their own room. I like the way at the reveal, all the coaches had their chance to talk about their room, and excited to see what's going to happen. Right now it's about laying the foundation, man, getting stronger, establishing the culture amongst the new guys, and getting them in and getting them ready to roll, man. A lot of these guys are talking about how, just at Jackson State is tougher than where they come from. Technique and fundamentals. You got that right. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Empty the tank all 2026. We all in, man. All in. So again, want to welcome Coach Ray Cohen-Bethea. We call him Coach Ray. Hit the ground running. Got a lot of the guys in that he really wanted to get. And man, I think we're gonna have a phenomenal year on that defensive front, that front line. You know, I think he's gonna really have us ready to rock and roll, man. So looking forward to getting Coach Ray. I texted him today, said, Coach, time to get on the show now, baby. He said, let me know anytime, whenever you get ready. So definitely gonna have him on. And then our next coach that was introduced today was the reveal stream that's shown on TV. No, it wasn't. It was at M-Bar Live, Jackson. You kind of had to be there. There is a recap that was there from on the JSU football page. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Sorry about that.
Hey, come on in. I know you get situated. I'm gonna get through these last few, and then we'll go from there. But Coach Ray, man, he really, it's good to see you too, man. By the way, so but I'll give you an official intro in just a second. But again, we'll have him up so he can tell his own story, talk about just the things that are important to him in his role and what he planned to do at Jack State. So looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. Next coach that was introduced, Coach Theron. They call him Trey. Coach Trey Updegrove. Very interesting last name, but he's the director of sports performance. They call him Coach Kill Your Behind. That's what they call him. Coach Kill You. Coach Kill You. Not Updegrove. Coach. It's a lot. He got a lot of different nicknames, man. He tough as a bag of nails, man. That's what I heard, man. So he's coming in, getting those guys ready. So Coach Updegrove, Coach Trey, talk to him about coming on the show. He'll be on the show in the near future. Very excited, fiery guy to be here, take over the sport, the strength and conditioning program. And I think he's a great addition, man. Really good addition. This is his resume. So he's coming to us from Florida Atlantic, joined the staff of Florida Atlantic in January of 2025 as part of Coach Zach Kitley's inaugural staff. He was at South Carolina State as the director of Olympic sports performance and was a adjunct professor from May 2023 through December 2024. He was at Allen. Allen held a dual position as director of strength conditioning as well as outside linebacker coach from May 2022 to May 2023. I'm assuming that's Allen in Texas, the powerhouse. Was it 7A, I want to say, in Texas? He was at Fort Bragg, 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 82nd Airborne Division, served as a strength and conditioning coach from October 21st through May 2022. Wow. He was at Mississippi Valley, gained some first experience as a head strength coach and conditioning, a position that he held from 2021 and for the 2021 season. I want to say that was under Coach Vincent Dancy. Yep. He worked as assistant strength coach at Western Kentucky and conditioning coach for the Hilltoppers in the summer of 2021. He was also at South Carolina State again, completed a 2-year stint, 2028 to 2020, as a strength and conditioning intern, as a assistant strength and conditioning coach. And then he was at Hunter Kincard Tyler High School, where he gained his first experience working with teams as an assistant football coach as well as strength and conditioning coach from June 2019 to 2020. Oh, thank you. It's 6A. Thank you, Landon. I thought it was 7. I wasn't sure if it was 7A or not. I used to be, it was just 5A when I was in high school. Then it went to 6A, and now sometimes they say 7A. But Allen, 6A. Thank you, brother. Oh, that was Allen University. Okay, my mistake. I thought it was Allen High School. I was about to say. Thank you, Eric, for that correction. I do not mind being corrected. I don't know why. When I thought about Allen, the powerhouse football program that Kyler Murray played for. My bad. So Allen University, which is still cool, held a dual position as director of strength conditioning. And yeah. Why in the world this thing? That damn light start tripping. It will start tripping right about now, huh? Okay. Let me turn my camera light up just a little bit. Y'all don't mind. Give me a hot second. All right, we'll go this route with it. I'm good with it. That's why you pay for good equipment. Just in case it switch up on you, Brother Seeley. But no, man, again, great resume from Coach Trey Updegrove. I'll pause right there. Brother Seeley, how are you doing, my good brother?
Hey, I'm good, brother. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, man.
Look here, man. First of all, I just want to start, and I'm glad that I was able to let the brother know. I remember a couple of Christmases ago, I bought like 3 copies of these.
Oh, man. Life is easy. We make it hard.
That's it. I gave them to my I got some little cousins and that I gave them to, but I don't know if you can see this. I always tell my students this. I don't really know if you'll be able to see it, but every book I read looks like this.
Marked
right?
up, man.
So yeah,
Talk
so
to me.
every book I read, right? And so what I tell people is that, you know, if what you read doesn't look like this, probably not in there worth nothing in there worth reading. So I just always like to show that because, you know, it's a lot of wisdom in this book, which speaks to the wisdom that Brother Corey C. So, like I said, if you haven't got your copy of this is a great book. It's really great for high school. I mean, it's great for grown folks because these are lessons that grown folks can learn too. But what I always say is, if I can teach these to children before they get grown, we'll have fewer problems when they get grown. So when you was talking about this, I wanted to grab my copy of this, man. And also, as we get started, I want to say to Brother Travis in the chat, this is a message to Brother Travis and Rob J. from my wife. Y'all need to stop cutting in line at Maxine's restaurant when y'all get to Maxine's restaurant. So Travis and Rob J, stop cutting in line. No, I'm joking, but she always see them at Maxine's restaurant. And you know, but look at it. Our local stars shouldn't have to wait. So Travis is officially one of our local stars. Him and Rob J, they don't have to wait at Maxine. So man, I know we're gonna talk. Let you see whatever it is you want to discuss, but I just wanted to open with those two things and say I appreciate you giving me a minute, man.
Show me the cup. Show Miss Jasmine the cover of that book real quick.
Yes. Can you see it? Is that good?
That's perfect. That's perfect. There you go, Jasmine. There it is. Life is easy. We make it hard. The world wants you to win. Get out of your own way by Corey Collins.
There you go.
As written, you know, that was his book. Absolutely.
Great read. Great read.
I guess that's a great way to start, you know. Not necessarily the cutting of the lines of yes, I saw him. Okay. But I'll let you kind of speak to, I guess, to Corey, man. I talked about it, you know what I mean, and talked about him and what he meant to me and everything. It's always good to, you know, to hear from others, man. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, like you said, the thing for me is that, you know, I'm a writer. If a lot of people don't know, I am you know, what they put on my bio is I'm a poet, I'm a short story writer, and I'm a print scholar. And so everything I do as a writer, right? Everything I got, I always tell people when I'm speaking somewhere, everything I got because of writing. And so one of the things, not so there were many things, but I think something that we also, as a writer, writers are about form, right? When I'm writing poems, there are different types of poems. There's haiku, there's villanelles, right? There's sonnets, right? See, writers are all about forms. When you're a short story writer, you can get it anywhere online, right? Because I got mine from Amazon. So I think you can they're still available on Amazon. So yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. They're still available on Amazon. So Corey C, again, I'm like, I may be wrong because I don't watch a lot of other platforms, but I think the mark of a great writer or a good writer, inventing form. And you can tell me that when Corey would have the articles on Tiger Talk with the music in the back and article scrolling, I don't know if anybody else had ever done that.
No, and I can say this now because I know he was actually in the process of trademarking, and I won't say I guess we can say it. I mean, you know, I don't think we still hadn't decided. He's in the process of naming it. He was out in front of that, saying, and he was very aware of that too. And he called it Strollcast.
Okay, there we go.
I mean, so you're talking about I think that was that was definitely one that was, Strollcast, man.
And that is a lesson that we can all take is sometimes, and this speaks to this platform, it speaks to Tiger Talk, and it speaks to the nature of Corey C. Sometimes the thing that you need doesn't exist, so you have to create it.
That's a fact.
You know, there's one of my favorite quotes. Somebody asked Toni Morrison before she passed. They asked her, you know, the old line, "You alone on the desert island what 3 albums you taking? You alone on a desert island, what 3 books you taking? So they asked Toni Morrison, because she's a writer, they say, hey, if you were stranded on an island, what 3 books are you taking, or what book are you taking? And she said, I'm not taking any books. I'm going to write the book that I want and need. That's what D-Corsi did. Instead of following a trend, he created the form. So for a lot of people, and a lot of people in the chat, and that you may not be able to step into the fullness of what you are, what you have, because you're trying to utilize somebody else's form that's not made for you. And you will only step into the fullness of yourself when you express the fullness of yourself in a form that is tailor-made to you. And so I think that's one of the many. But if I have to say what's one of the things that for me moving forward, when I discuss D-Corsi and when I tell people about the legacy that he left for me and for me as a writer and for other writers and just for people trying to do things, create your own form. Allow somebody else. Don't allow somebody else to shape. Because what happens is, if I create a form for Ken will be forever boxed into the form that C. Lee created.
Yep.
And so Ken and C. Lee and everybody else have to follow the way of D-Corsi by creating the thing that we need to allow us to step into the fullness of ourselves. So that is for me one of the many. And then, as you say, just a really good. My wife tells the story. It was at a basketball game, and this is when I was still taking my grandson a lot before he got really busy in band. And so my grandson and I, we'd be at the basketball game first, and then my wife would come a little later. And one thing she remembers is her and D-Corsi pulling up at the AAC the same time. Yeah, and just and you can tell when someone is a good dude, because it wasn't, as you know, Ken, you going into the AAC, you dap it up, what it was up. And she just talked about how, when she told, D-Corsi, my husband is such, and D-Corsi smiled, and, but it was a really quick exchange that for her will ever be a part of what kind of good dude he was. And so that's the other legacy is, as we tell people, it doesn't cost anything to be nice.
Right.
And my wife tells me this a lot. She says it takes a lifetime to build a good reputation, a second to destroy it.
Facts.
And when you think about all the work that D-Corsi did and all the times he was in front of people, we can say that he truly represented himself, his family, Jackson State, and our entire community in the best way.
He did.
And so if that's another way which we can remember and honor him, is to always try to, my father used to always say, my father said he lived by one out, because my father was, he worked in politics, and he was the first Black person to lead the Mississippi Democratic Party. And so I remember somebody asked him, said, what was his goal? What was his mission out there? My father said his only real mission was not to embarrass his family. That was really the only. He said, because they were talking all the stuff you do in politics and all that. He's like, I just trying to get a call from my mama. That's all I was saying. He said everything else was cool. He said, well, I was just trying not to get a call from my mom and daddy. And so and we laugh and we joke about it, but the truth about it, Brother Ken, and I don't do that at all. My parents are gone, but if I thought that way, if I lived that way, and more of us lived that way, we could do a lot better way. So we'll move in, because there's some other things I wanted to say about some other things coming up, but I want to see if you wanted to jump in or whatever.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I think we just had one idiot that just jumped in the comment section.
There you go. Right there, you did the thing. Keep it moving.
No. Let's pause for a minute.
Okay.
I want you to go with me for a second.
Okay.
I have a question for that brother who just came in the comment section. My question is, man, where do these people come from? That's the first thing. And the second thing is, why in the world, and I'm being nice tonight,
Right.
would that person think they needed to come over here and put something like that in the chat?
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know how, let me look at you for a minute. Bro, you know how many hours, minutes, and seconds are in a day, brother, for you to do something else with your time? And for you to be over here messing with folk that didn't summon you, didn't welcome you, don't care for you, to do stuff like that. I absolutely hate trolls, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Hate them, man. I don't, it's not funny. It's not. And most of these people are just, it's just model citizens in the real world. Boy, I swear the internet just makes people, it's so cowardly. My goodness, man. I got so many cuss words I want to say right now, but I won't. I won't, man. I won't. I just don't get it. I do not get it. You know why, Brother C. Lee? And I'm telling you, I think I called for you because I done had your spirit on me.
Them stray dogs go home.
Go home. I don't want to talk to you. I don't know. I don't want to know what you're thinking. I don't want dialogue. Let's go here. I'm glad you know what? Somehow, you seen all this rhetoric. Have you been on, I don't know if you've been on social media, folks talking about schedule.
You know what? And I said the only way I knew about it, because I watch you. I didn't even know it was a thing. And I got something to say about it, but I didn't even know it was a thing until I saw you. And I was like, what? That's like literally when I heard you talk about, I was like, what?
You know what's so crazy though? This is who I am. I'm a real dude, right? The brother that they mentioned seems to be relatively happy doing whatever he's doing now in another space. You know what I'm saying? He looked pretty good. You get what I'm saying? Doing whatever. He looked like he's pretty happy doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna do well. You know, I didn't appreciate the stuff that kind of was thrown out there. I thought that was very dangerous rhetoric, and it was false and it was unnecessary.
Right.
And I don't care for it, don't respect it, and I think, you know, we did what we had to do, and we moved the heck on, and we will continue to do that. Nevertheless, when it comes to this schedule talk, I just think people, I want to say this to Jack State folk, man, for real. And I think our ladies have been doing a really good job. Tamona, KJ, Brand, I mean, they've been whooping feet, Brother C. Lee. And I'm saying, like, I'm so proud of Tamona and the work she's been doing. I'm just like, thank you for what you're doing, because it's not with emotions, it's done with real information and real data.
Right.
And I love that. And it's like when you don't like something, like you really don't like something or like a particular entity, and you want that entity, the desire for these people to want Jackson State to do something that they feel like we should do is really built out of, listen, I understand the people, because I'm going to be respectful to some. There are some people who say, man, I think Jack State really got a chance to compete at a certain thing. I would love to see this game played. Man, I think if Jack State played one of these top 25 FCS schools, man, I would love to see that game, because we're probably not going to see that game in the playoffs. I understand those people because it's football related.
Right.
But when you have, it's like there was a whole nother institution that was 3,500 miles away from Jackson, needed some games, Brother C. Lee. Right. And so what we did was we saw a team out there that needed some games.
Right.
And they was like, how dare Jackson State play a Division II when there's this Sacramento State? They just pulled it out of split. They Stan, I'm gonna Stan. No, I told him, like, come on, bro.
Right.
Stan does good work. And I'm saying, like, but dog, what I had to say today, like, what is this obsession with Sacramento State? And then guess what happened? Valley schedules a game in 2026 with Sacramento State. Oh no, my goodness. You know what happened then. Now that the Valley has scheduled a game. See, I knew I wasn't crazy. And then so somebody said, see, that's what I'm saying, man. If Valley could schedule a game and their budget, you know, they got budget restrictions and all this and that. And I'm saying, listen to me, man. And I say this respectfully because our athletics director is an alum of Valley.
And look at and I grew up in the Delta around a lot of people Valley I love. So go ahead.
But I'm telling y'all right now, if Jackson State ever get to a place where we got to start doing what Valley doing, just take the whole program, I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I'm not. Brother C. Lee, let me tell you something. Jackson State is the media darling of the HBCU community. You don't have to like it. You don't have to. Jackson State is the media darling of the HBCU world. There is no team that can do what we do.
Right.
And guess what happened, bro, C. Lee?
What's that?
We starting to wake up and realize it. That go Ken trying to justify the AD's playing 2D2s. No, just listen for a second. Do you know that we played a conference game in Vegas last year and made more money than any other game that we played? I can give you 4 games and put it together. That's how much money we made.
Right.
Out there one game, playing our own game.
Right.
Our own team. Now, we lost the game, but we know what happened. So what I'm saying is, again, scheduling is about a bevy of things. I'm not going to go through all that. Just watch the show. I've covered it extensively. But I just think every team has a unique situation that they sit in, and they got to do what's best for them. Trying to tell another team that we should be doing what someone else is doing is just not, because you have this preseason fetish with JSU that you want to see us, you want to pimp us out to go play everybody.
Right.
We can't do all the heavy lifting. And God forbid Jack State do what's best for Jack State. Now we the bad guy. So I'm telling y'all what's coming. I'm telling y'all now. So Tiger Nation, get ready. Jackson State will get slanted and get slighted we're going to get slighted in the polls because it's going to happen. Y'all know it's going to be some bull junk that's going to happen in the season. It's okay. All I'm saying is stay the course on focus on what we trying to do. The other thing I want to say, and I'm going to be quiet and let you jump in, Brother C. Lee, I think we're underselling our stuff. The thing that's so comical about Sacramento State is these folks are out here willing to give $10 million, C. Lee, to go to the FBS ranks. They like saying, I want to be a part of what y'all got going on so bad that I'm willing to pay you to be a part of what y'all doing.
Right.
And that's the team you saying Jack State got to go all the way across the country to go play. I live in Cali and don't care to go to no damn Sacramento. I ain't got no desire to go up there, watch Jack State. I'm just telling you. So again, all I'm saying is that I love the conversation that Wayne Cartwright had on his show that Timona posted a clip. It was a young brother that was on there talking about there are FBS schools that are investing all this money into these players, man. And I'm telling you, man, it's getting to a place when you're investing the level of money. See, never has there been a time. This is just year one, Brother C. Lee, where that $22 million budget that you can pour into student athletes has been a legal thing now. So every year that you're investing in these players is going to change how you manage your budgets, right? You're probably not going to, because, when we play these schools, we get 500, 600, 750, maybe $1 million. When FCS or other FBS schools, G5 schools play FBS schools, they getting 1.5, 1.75. They're getting bigger checks.
Right.
We don't get that kind of money unless you go take a bloodbath game like Tennessee State and Grambling did when they went up there and got the absolutely annihilated. And we're saying we're supposed to celebrate the fact that they got to experience the big house. So you done went and got some old backwoods Negroes from old Grambling, Louisiana to go to the big house and get whooped up in front of the you know what I'm saying, all these folk for a few dollars. You beat up, you broke up, and you get what I'm saying? So, and you call it a great experience. I'm sorry. I'm just of the mindset, and I promise you I'm gonna let you jump in now, where I just think that what we're doing is the creme de la creme, and it's different. We're never gonna be on that level. We're never gonna be accepted in that world. And I just think our world is actually pretty freaking dope. It's pretty dope, especially with Swag TV growing and the way we're investing in ourselves. And I think we should invest even more into the Celebration Bowl and make it an HBCU playoff. I got ideas that come to it. I'm telling you, man, we could really take this thing to the next level. But, you know, unfortunately, when we don't have PWI on our schedules, people think that the schedule, it ain't worth it. Because we, as you know, as it's been said before, you know what I'm saying, we devalue our own stuff. And I'll just leave it at that.
So, I agree with everything you said. Two, I think you have explained it the last couple of shows in the best way possible. And I think that, you know, most people are not empirical people, right? Most people can't think outside their own emotions. So they're not empirical. And so I don't talk to unempirical people. I don't have unempirical conversations. You have been as empirical. So I'll just say a couple of things, right? Number one, our goal is to win the Celebration Bowl.
That's it.
So if our goal is to win the Celebration Bowl, and I want to be clear, I'm not speaking for Ken. This is, you know. So since our goal is to win the Celebration Bowl, I never even listen when people talk about polls, because our ranking in the poll has no impact whatsoever on us winning the Celebration Bowl. I mean, I guess it makes certain Jackson State people feel good about being ranked. I guess it makes certain, but that's one of those things where I was like, well, if my goal is to win the Celebration Bowl, polls. I think let's deal with what polls are, Ken. And I think people don't understand why polls exist.
Okay.
Polls existed because for over 100 years in college football, there was no mechanism to crown a champion.
That's right.
Like there was no playoff. So for over 100 years in college football, so you have to understand why polls exist. Polls exist so that because there were no way to crown a champion. Now watch this. Aboriginal
Thunder, shut the hell up, man, and go find you. Go play in traffic.
Right. I don't even know who that is. Like, see again, it's people talking to me. I don't even know who that is. Like, I don't respond.
It don't matter who they are. It just a no life that ain't got no life, and ain't nobody ducking competition.
So let's
stop ducking the cars in traffic and just run into the front end of the bumper.
Right.
Go ahead.
So if people understand, that's why polls existed. So once you get a playoff system, polls become less relevant. Now, not saying that they're irrelevant, because the way the FBS has their system set up, you still need polls to some degree to determine. Again, you know, I don't watch PWI Sports. It's 12 now, right? They have 12 teams in their playoff system. So you have to need polls, because if you don't win your conference outright, then the people who don't win their conference outright, they need polls. Well, what happens in the FCS, you don't need a poll per se. And what happens for the Celebration Bowl, you definitely don't need a poll. It's all decided on the field. So if everything you do is decided on the field, it really makes a poll obsolete. That is, no poll, Brother Ken, is going to help us win the East. No poll is going to help us win the SWAC.
Nope.
And no poll is going to help us win the Celebration Bowl. Once I understand that no poll will do that, then I'm just not somebody who's interested in the poll. So that's the first reason why I didn't understand all the talk around the schedule. Now, here's the second thing around the schedule about how I kind of engage things. And I want to be clear here. I'm gonna say this with the notion that I didn't have any feelings about the schedule, Brother King. When I say I didn't have any, yesterday I had one. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. But I didn't have any like positive or negative. Didn't have any. It's a schedule. We gonna go play who we gonna play. But watch this, Brother Ken. This now is for all of the Jackson State people. Because again, I don't talk to non-Jackson State people. Let me make this as clear as I can. If you don't have a degree from Jackson State, or having worked at Jackson State for at least 5 years, why would I talk to you about Jackson State? Let me say this as clearly as I can, Brother Ken. I'm a second generation Jackson State graduate. I'm a second generation Jackson State graduate who's been attending Jackson State events since 1975. Ken, I've been in the vet since 1975. I've been at Jackson State basketball games since 1975. My mama, when she was working on her master's and her specialist, used to sneak me into the dorm when they was cooking fried chicken on a hot plate, Ken. Some of the people don't even know what a hot plate is. So I've been attending Jackson State games and events. I've been attending Jackson State poetry readings. I've been attending Jackson State lectures. I've been attending all since 1975. So if you don't have a degree from Jackson State, or having worked at Jackson State for at least 5 years, I don't talk to you about Jackson State things. So the next thing I'm about to say about the schedule is to Jackson State people. For the Jackson State people who were, quote, upset about the schedule. And by the way, if I'm saying to those people who either you're a Jackson State graduate or you worked at Jackson State for 5 years, if that's not you, or you've been buying season tickets. So if you've been buying season tickets, so those are the three people: Jackson State graduate, worked at Jackson State for 5 years, or like many of the people who didn't attend Jackson State but buy season tickets every year. Those are the three people. Here's how I deal with something like the schedule. Ken, I've been with the same woman since 1991. All right? Check this out. My wife, among being a political map maker, right? Well, because there's something I want to mention about the wife's a political map maker. Ken, she is one of the greatest cooks I've ever had the pleasure to be around in my life. In fact, Ken, I will tell you, I'm married because of her cooking. All right? I'm put it out there. I'm married because of her cooking. So I've been with this woman since 1991, right, Ken? That would say that over the years, she's had a lot of great meals, right? Let me ask you a question, Ken. Let's say Sunday, my wife makes a 5-course meal. And 4 of those courses, Brother Ken, are completely excellent.
Yes, sir.
4 of those courses are just wonderful. And 1 of those courses, just 1, maybe a little salty, may not be okay. So we got a 5-course meal. And 4 of those courses are mwah. Let me ask you a question, Ken. Do you think I'm going to eat those 4 courses and not worry about that 5th one? Or do you think I'm going to spend the whole meal complaining about that 1 course?
Shit, if you're talking to Jackson State folk, they're going to complain about the dish that ain't right.
And that's the problem. I don't have time to argue about that 1 course that this one time may be off when I got 4 wonderful courses in front of me. So let me go to something that you said earlier. Remember, you said that you wanted 12th game, right? 12th game, right?
Yeah, I did. I wanted 12 games. Yep.
Here's the only thing I'm worried about as a Jackson State season ticket holder who's had his own season ticket. Now, I've been going with my pop since 75, but I've had my own season ticket since 1992. All right.
Yep.
As long as I got 5 home games, I don't really care about nothing else.
I know.
That's
I wanted at least 5 home games. Right. As long as we get 5, yeah.
anything else, and I understand based on the logistics of it, sometimes you have to make compromises to get those 5 home. What I don't want, Brother Ken, is for us to have 4 home games and we got an away game with a school I don't know about, I don't care about, and don't understand why we spending that money to go play that school for no other reason than to fulfill somebody else's fantasy.
That's exactly what it is.
So if you give me the choice, do I want Jackson State playing an away game to fulfill somebody else's fantasy, or do I want 5 home games because I love my school? Because again, everything we do is walking toward the Celebration Bowl. And if you need to fulfill somebody else's fantasy, then that's on you. I don't live my life around somebody else's fantasy.
Hey, Reggie, if our AD was trying to build games around, it doesn't matter if we played one of these teams that you found competitive. The argument then is going to be, who are these people? You remember when we played Campbell?
Yep.
We knew who the hell Campbell was, but a lot of people like, who is Campbell?
Yep.
Why are you playing them for homecoming? And then you had to, I'm not saying that folks don't understand. There's also a request to have 5 home games.
Yep.
And then let me say this too. This is not on the AD. This is actually on JSU fans to be better. Because I'm going to tell you like this, at some other schools, they don't make no difference who on the schedule. If their school is playing football, that team is in the stands. So again, if you need a certain type of game in order for you to attend, you're going to have a very hard time talking to me.
Right.
Because the Tuskegee game is just as important to me as the FAMU homecoming game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't I don't care about who's on the opposing team. I want to beat them and I want to win. Brother C. Lee, there's a part of this that I really want to hone in on, because there's another side of it. People talking about ducking smoke. You know what smoke we can't duck?
What's that?
The SWAC conference.
Right.
You know why I say that? Because the SWAC conference had a really good signing day, man.
Yep.
Not on here to report to who did what, but I'm going to name 4 schools that you better be on the lookout for. Not named Jackson State, right? First one, Grambling.
Yep.
Grambling had a really good signing day.
Yep.
They in the West. Prairie View, reloaded.
Yep.
That team is going to be tough as hell to beat. So for those in the West, they're going to be the favorite to win the West. But Grambling is coming. Southern End. But you know who else had a really good signing day?
Who's that?
Alabama A&M.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Alabama A&M did the exact same thing that Jackson State did. 13 FBS transfers, about 4, 5, 6 FCS transfer, whatever the number is. I'll put it on the screen here in just a minute. So this is my point. We've been winning the Gulf Coast Challenge since we've been there. We ain't lost it since we've been there, Brother Seeley.
Yep.
So you don't think Coach Sam Shade is going to come back and try to be better than what he was last year?
Right.
He's returning the quarterback who was balling his behind off before he got hurt. He got hurt against us. And he was lighting us up, by the way, before he went down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, to hell with Tuskegee and Edward Waters. I'm trying to get past Alabama A&M in the Gulf Coast Challenge, because Alabama A&M trying to beat them is far more important than beating Tuskegee, Tennessee State, and all the others. I get what we're saying about this conversation. These are for the outside folk, but I'm telling y'all right now. Brother C. Lee, what happened in Montgomery the last time Jackson State played Alabama State? Somebody want to remind me that? Listen, it's going to be cold. It's going to be November. And last time I checked, the HBCU Player of the Year is returning to Alabama State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling y'all, man, SWAC going to be popping this year. So the hell with Sacramento State. I know we beat them. We clinched the East. I'm talking about a fight broke out. That's what I'm talking about. A goddamn brawl. Y'all know what we talking about. It was a brawl. I'm just saying it's gonna be spicy in Montgomery, baby. We coming to win again. I'm just telling y'all, it's gonna be spicy when we go to Montgomery in November. And I can promise you, if A.D. Robinson gave you the game that you wanted in September, it means nothing in the month of November.
Yep.
If both teams are gunning for the East,
yep,
and go to Montgomery and lose, it ain't gonna make no difference. Nobody cares about strength of schedule in that moment. Nobody cares. What I'm saying to you guys is, we gotta get past the swag. That's the facts. Let's talk about it real quick. Let me see this. Let me do this right. So incoming FBS transfers. The most FBS transfers from what was reported from our research department. Appreciate our good brother. 16 Prairie View, 13 Jackson State, 13 Alabama A&M, Bethune-Cookman 7, Grambling 7, FAMU 4, Alcorn 4, Texas Southern 8. That don't necessarily mean they're going to translate and be good. You still got to coach them and develop them up. FCS transfers, Prairie View 9. Come on now. Alabama A&M, Jack State 4, Alcorn 6. I'm just saying how team now these teams also recruited the high school rank, because some of these teams you might not see, they might be JUCO transfer. I didn't do JUCO in high school. We just did just FBS and FCS, D1 to D1 transfers. When you're looking at roster management, Bama State did it really well in the D2 ranks. They brought in some really good talent from the D2 rank. You got to look at the players that were coming in, right? So again, and then you got to also look at what's returning to that roster. Again, the point that I'm making is this. People talking about ducking smoke. You can't duck smoke in the conference.
Exactly.
We don't have UAPB. We don't have Texas Southern on our schedule this year.
Right.
We got Grambling, we got Southern, and we don't have Prairie View, obviously. So if we want to play Prairie View, it's going to have to be more of a repeat to the SWAC championship. So again, the reality of the matter is this. I don't give a damn about your cupcake. All the hell, if that's the case, we all cupcake. These people are so stupid, man. I told folks months ago we weren't playing an FBS school. And let's stop calling playing FBS schools, getting your brains beat out, competition. That's not competition. You are losing, my guy. That's not competition. You're not winning those games. You're not winning those games. So why are we calling competition getting kicked in the teeth by an FBS school for a check? Is that competition? Like last time I checked, bro, am I tripping or something?
Especially if you're talking about the level of FBS opponent, right? If you're talking about somebody going to play a Power 4, you're trying to go get a Power 4, you get $1 million check, but you get beat, 100.
Yeah, those are rare.
Right.
Those are rare. The $1 million checks are rare.
Right. Well, I'm just, whatever the check it is, whatever the check
I can tell you this much. What would you say, Brother Seeley, if I told you Jackson State got paid more for going to Vegas than Tennessee State, and Grambling got paid for going to play Ohio State? What would you say?
I would say that's because we got the best AD in the world. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times A.D. Robinson got to prove that he's the best AD in the world.
I mean, he only win the awards. That's all he do. I think it's bigger than just. I mean, last time I checked, he was AD of the year. There's people out here talking. They AD ain't won nothing.
Right.
Now you can talk about our president's situation, which is another conversation for another day. We go get the president. We eventually go get it right. But our AD done had 5 presidents. I feel bad for him. But he stayed the course and done a great job, man. And I ain't over here ass kissing. I'm not. I don't have to. You don't have to kiss behind to tell somebody that they done a great job. If you don't believe me, listen to the AFCA. What is it? ACFCA, whoever that is.
Yeah, them people.
They keep giving him all them awards. They either lying, blind, or just, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't know. But it seemed like to me, and like you said, Brother Seeley, we'll be playing an FBS school next year. I'm pretty darn sure we will. Now, who that's going to be, I don't know. Now, I can tell you like this right here. It ain't never going to be no G. It's never going to be an FBS school. It ain't never going to be a Power 4 school or Power 5 school. That's not going to happen. Right. You're not going to see that happen.
So, and Brother King, let me switch it. So I'm going to switch it to something that I know I'm in the minority. and I'm only using this as an example, I was in the minority of something. And again, I'm not online, so I couldn't be online ranting and raving about it. I was in the minority of something, didn't agree with something, but never complained about it. All right. Yep. So here's the thing. Can you ask me? Well, let me put it this way, and you don't know the answer to this. I'm setting it up for something else. How many Southern Heritage Classic games do you think I actually attended in my lifetime? If you had to guess.
Man, I'm gonna say one.
That's it. I attended one. Look, let me say this is completely
shocked. No, I'm not shocked.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this because I'm setting something up.
Okay.
All right. My father and I always thought that was the dumbest game in the world. And let me tell you why we always thought it was the dumbest game in the world.
Talk to me now. Come on.
See, most people who watch this show and who talk don't even know why the Southern Heritage Classic was created.
Talk to them.
And I think that's important to know.
Yes, sir, it is.
The Southern Heritage Classic was created. And this is not a knock. This is just a factual thing. Because Jackson State could fill its home stadium, but Tennessee State couldn't fill its.
Still can't.
That's why, and again, this is not me throwing shade. This is not me. Jackson State. So it really became a notion of, hey, since Jackson State has a little bit better, not a little bit better, since Jackson State can fill its home stadium, but Tennessee State somewhat struggled, particularly after they joined the OVC, struggled in, let's do something. So it was the Southern Heritage Classic. And the day they announced the Southern Heritage Classic, my father was clear. Why are we giving up a home game? That was it now. I'm not saying either of us were right because I'm getting to another point. So, Brother Ken, I attended one Southern Heritage Classic just because I thought it was stupid. But let me ask you a question, Ken. Until this very moment, did you know I felt that way?
No, I did not.
Exactly. And you didn't know I felt that way because what good was it going to do the university? What good was it going to do Jackson State for Brother C. Lee to walk around telling everybody how stupid the Southern Heritage Classic was? Hey, other people enjoyed it. Other people did it. It wasn't no skin off my nose. We would go and play a game. I still took it as a tune-up game. Now, here's where I'm getting to my point about me now going around about me being truthful and honest. When it came out, when it got announced that we now have a home and home, right, Ken? My wife walked into the room and said, well, brother, you got your home and home. What you gonna do? And Ken, my first words was, damn.
It took you but we got it.
See, but Ken, here's the thing. If I was a hypocrite, Ken,
yeah,
right? If I was a hypocrite and somebody who never went to the Southern Heritage Classic, who said it should be a home and home, well, now that it's a home and home, wouldn't it make me a hypocrite if I didn't support it?
There you go. I've heard that for years from several fans. Man, this needs to be home and home.
Yeah. So
I know the Memphians don't. They don't want to hear that, but that ain't never happened.
Again, I want to be clear. I'm only making this a point of my point in telling this is not to tell anybody how they should feel about the Southern Heritage Classic. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm telling. What I'm doing is shedding some light on sometimes how you can handle things that you might not agree with. The only people who knew I thought the Southern Heritage Classic was a dumbass game was my wife and my family, because I didn't feel the need to walk around telling everybody that it was a dumbass game, because I didn't know how telling everybody it was a dumbass game was going to help Jackson State. And I look at things this way. When you bring me on this screen, it is usually to discuss some social political stuff, right? I always ask myself, how can if the information I'm delivering will not benefit Jackson State or the Afro-Mississippi community, I'm gonna say it again. If the information I'm delivering doesn't help Jackson State or the Afro-Mississippi community, I'm probably not going to deliver it, because if I do, I'm not meeting the mission that I claim to be my mission. And so again, I like something that you, Corn, you said. I like when you said you're not gonna tell people that they didn't see what they saw. I really like that. I really like when you came over there and said, I'm not gonna tell people
scrubbing down. I'll be trying to take away their ability. I said it today to somebody. I said, brother, I defend your right to have an opinion. It's just that when we start to think that our opinion matters more than reality, that's when it starts becoming a delusion. Exactly. Because the reality of the conversation is the schedule is not changing. If you think it's a weak schedule, you think we duck smoke, that narrative is not going to change. That's just something that you're going to hold on to hold against Jackson State, because you already are anti-JSU. The people that are pro-JSU and love JSU, they made peace with it a long time ago, me being the first one. I told AD exactly what I wanted, and he explained to me why it wasn't something that we could have done, and we had a great conversation. I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're looking at. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't need him to tell me about the schedule to understand that our goals are what our goals are. We're not playing for a consolation just in case we don't win the East. Let's make sure our schedule is strong enough to go to the FCS playoff. Once again, I don't have a problem with going, but our goal is to win the Celebration Bowl. And the Celebration Bowl is dope. I broke it down this way, Brother Seeley, and I say this as we get ready to, we got about 8 minutes left. Let me say this. I was like, look, our pathway to the Celebration Bowl is a very lucrative one. The problem is we're talking to too many people whose school don't have a snowball's chance in hell to host the SWAC championship, let alone go to one.
Right.
Not in this season, not in this moment. You get what I'm saying? Everybody has a pipe dream, right? So here's what I'm trying to say. We've hosted the SWAC championship 4 out of the last 5 years, and it's been very good to our bottom line. Winning the Celebration Bowl was good for our bottom line. It's a really good thing to shoot for.
Yep.
And furthermore, Tiger Nation, if you really want to help Jackson State, come to the games.
Yep. And
like,
I think
it does us no good to punt on games and say, I'm not going out there and use any little excuse because, oh, we play Edward Waters. I don't give a damn, man. I told them dudes, look, we play Edward Waters, you better get your stats. Because Edward Waters, we don't even know what Edward Waters is going to look like right now. You don't think some FBS, you don't think some D1 talent slipped to the D2 ranks and going to probably be there? It's possible. You see what I'm saying? So we don't know. I'm not saying whatever. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit up here and worry about preseason like that when I know we got a daunting schedule to get through. We got our biggest rival on the entire schedule, the first conference game with a new head coach. They got new motivation, Brother Seeley. They coming to the vet. I'm talking about the Southern Jaguars. And they've been getting kicked in the teeth for the longest, for the last 5, 6, 7 years. And now they want some get back. They feel confident with their coach. 7 years, 7 straight.
Oh, and by the way, Ken, let me interject.
Come on in there.
This is not the first time we've beaten them 7 years in a row. Because people forget that. We actually beat them 7 years in a row from 1977 to 1983.
Hell, before this winning streak, hell, they beat us 7 times in a row. That was under the band. We was going through some stuff. So what I'm saying is, it's literally a tit for tat with this rival. There's a discrepancy for some of the wins that they have, but they'll say that they up. We say it's tied or whatever the case may be. The point that I'm at, I want to welcome Marshall Falk to the conference, man. And we want to welcome him to Jackson, Mississippi with an ass whooping. I do. And we want to be 1-0 in conference play. That sets us up for our goals. When you go back to this schedule, and I'm going to say one more thing before we get out of here about just the recruiting and everything, and then we'll be done. When you go back to it, we go from Southern to Alabama A&M. So we literally play Southern, and then the next week we got to go to Mobile, which I just told you guys is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. I just think that team is going to be good. I think Mekhi Higgins is still at Alabama A&M. So whether Quad is playing or not, I think they got 2 really good quarterbacks that can spin it. They got some talent. Now, again, we're not ducking nobody. We coming with it now. But look at the schedule, Brother Seeley. We start the season off Southern, Alabama A&M, Grambling, who we lost to the past 2 years, FAMU with a new coach, in his homecoming. Bethune-Cookman, we go back to Daytona, who actually had a pretty good year last year. So again, them first 5 games, you don't even know who's starting on your defense right now. So again,
Right.
I get it, Jack State. We're gonna be ready. We're gonna be prepared. But again, that 6-game stretch before we get to that bye week, Mississippi Valley, Alabama State, Alcorn, that bye week, we're gonna need that bye week coming up off that. You know, you see what I'm saying? So we get a bye week coming off the first 2 games. We fix some things. Then we get to Tuskegee, kind of get prepared, a tune-up game before we get ready for our rivalry. And then we go in the 5-game, a 5-game stretch that's going to be an absolute gauntlet for us. And I think, unlike some, I believe that the SWAC is where it's at. And I think the SWAC is going to be a lot better this year. We don't know how it's going to play out. And I'm just, everybody's 0-0. We talking about recruiting right now. And when we talk about recruiting, one of the things I do want to do, shout out to Light On Sports, highlighted that our coaches, once again, Brother Seeley, are the best in the business when it comes to high school recruiting. I just talked to you guys about that. Ranked Jackson State as the #1 recruiting class once again. Again, our motto is our motto. We don't have to follow no other model. You get what I'm saying? And again, how does this translate for us? It continues to set us up for success, right? It's a blueprint, and followed by Prairie View, who really what's crazy is Prairie View didn't bring in a ton of high school kids. I think they might have brought in single digits, but for them to still be #2 from a high school recruiting class, it tells you. Now, this is by 247 Sports. 247 Sports didn't put everybody that committed to us. And here we go again, Brother Seeley. Another outlet that's designated to the PWI programs. They give half-ass information to our programs.
Right.
So we have to rely on somebody has to do the work for our level and really rank those things. I think Light On does a great job, but he's taking his data from 247. I know Blue and his team and them going to do a really good job. I love the work that he does with the team because they really account for everything, right? They go look at the real players and see who's coming in and gauge what everybody did based off of what. And guess what? They may have somebody else ranked ahead of us because of who they brought in. But again, according to the other one, I think they only had 2 MEAC schools in their system and only 10 SWAC schools, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really say if they got everybody in their database, but some of these teams are just so they probably don't have Mississippi Valley and Arkansas Pine Bluff in their database because they've been cheeks for so long, right? But I just wanted to say, again, shout out to Coach Taylor and the staff and the work that they're doing. Our goal is to win the Celebration Bowl. We got these guys in, and the work starts now to get prepared for a hell of a season to continue to play football in the month of December. It's not going to be easy. I do not care about your opinion about our preseason. I promise y'all. I'm done with that conversation. I'm done. I had to say something today because I was like, man, y'all just grabbing shit out the air right now, man. You're going to grab Sacramento State of all places. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to run and adjust what we doing because Sacramento State needs a game. Man, the hell with Sacramento State. I'm just telling you, who are these people and why we have to consider them? What the hell is, I'm just saying, they're playing Valley. So what? Who cares? That's Valley. But anyway, man, listen, I always appreciate having you on, Brother C. Lee.
So I do want to quickly end on one.
You can close this out. I want you to give me your culmination, and I think I still got good timing because I'm going to leave this house at 9:20.
So
go ahead.
Let me make this quick. So as people know, when I come on, my wife is a political map maker. People say, well, what is a political map maker? So my wife takes census data, and then she takes the census data, dumps it into a software, and she has been one of the people on the front lines helping to design maps to challenge the Department of Justice. And over the past 10 years, my wife, through her research, has helped to create 4 new voting districts in Mississippi that have allowed Black people to elect the person of their choice. Why is that important? Well, that's important because at the last election cycle, we were finally able to break the supermajority of the Confederates. I want to be clear. They have a majority, but because of the work of my wife and her ability to create maps and other people going around the country, now they only have a majority and not a supermajority. So it's okay, well, they got a majority, but not a supermajority. Why is that important? Well, last week, Brother Ken, There was a god-awful education bill for K through 12 that was making its way out of committee, making its way to the floor. It was a god-awful education bill that was going to gut public education.
Wow.
And because they no longer have a supermajority, that bill was killed.
Wow.
So when you think about when people say, and good, we still are in the minority, when you think about why voting and why electing people, well, the best example, and what I'll leave with you now is that was a bill. And whether you are for or against charter schools, or you're for it, fine. There's a difference between being for charter schools and gutting public education. And this bill essentially was designed to gut public education and to make it even more difficult for Black children to be properly educated. Well, again, because they no longer have a supermajority because of the work of people like my wife and others. So you can use that. When people say, what does my one vote count? Or what does my doing? Well, again, you can be in a minority, but you can still impact the legislative process. You can be in the minority. So keep that, remember that, talk to people about that, because the midterms are coming up, and it's also coming up, a whole lot of other things are coming up. So yes, if you're wondering if your one vote counts and you're talking to people, well, the death of this particular education bill should be more ammo. And so I'll end on that. And Ken, I'm gonna end like I always. I know you get tired whenever Ken posts something. I know Ken is like, there you go, sister.
I'll never get tired of it.
There you go. It was an absolutely horrible bill. And because of the work of the people on the front lines and those of you who went out and voted, we were able. Now, that doesn't mean the fight is over. Doesn't mean, we always fight. Look here, I hear, Ken, what you said about recruiting. This is how I think about the political process. Every year, we trying to get better. And every year, the Neo-Confederates trying to get better. They trying to recruit players. We trying to recruit players. The season in politics don't ever end. I look at the office when they go home and take their break. We just recruit. So you have to look at it as, and when the legislation season started, you got to know that the Neo-Confederates, they coming with their new recruits, and they coming with their new plan. So we got to be coming with our new recruits, and we got to be coming with our new plan. And with that, I'm gonna leave you with the two things I always say: stray dogs, go home. And the thing that I know, Brother Ken and folks, I'm sure, Brother Travis, every time they post something, but you know what I'm gonna put in the chat, you know what I'm gonna say. I love because I only love thee. We appreciate the work that you do, Brother Ken. We appreciate the folks at Tiger Talk. We appreciate 1400 Club. We appreciate everything that everybody's doing. We got the best AD. I'm a roll with Coach TC. I'm a roll with Coach O, and I'm a roll with the Tigers. That's it.
Man, I appreciate you, Brother C. Lee. Tiger Nation, we appreciate you guys. Look, before you get out of here, don't forget the Legacy Bowl is coming up in a few weekends, man. We got 6 Tigers that's going to be over there playing. DeAndre Towns, Blue, D General, Jacoby Morgan. We got Quincy Ivory. We got Jeremiah Williams. We got Denario Davenport, Reed Pulliam. I plan on being there, plan on sitting down with all 6 of these guys, having some exclusive.
I think Ken hit the mouse. So y'all got my face until Ken get back with the mouse. I think he hit the mouse. There we go.
Mouse got me, man. I almost got up out of here, man. I almost got up out of here. But nevertheless, man, the mouse got me. I'm going to go home now. It is what it is. Look, I'm going to go get me some comedy on. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Brother CD, for coming up. We'll have you back on, next week. I'm going to keep calling on you. Help me get through these Friday shows. I want to keep the Friday shows coming and going, man, and get back and revved up for it. And we'll do it as we need. Watch somebody talking about that mouse. Ken get a new mouse. All right, y'all, man. Hey, that was a nice little joke, man. But all right, appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all back on Monday night. And as always, like he said, I love because we only love thee. And the rest of y'all that them stray dogs don't bring you behind. Anyway, good night, everybody. Peace.
Hello, I'm Kevin Dent, Jackson State University, safety, Canton, Ohio. Today I'm being inducted to the Black College Hall of Fame. I want to give a shout out to KC-1400 Media Group for giving me this platform to introduce me to this stage. I'd like to thank them, thank Jackson State and Jackson State family. Go Tigers.
On the field, we bring the energy. Ready to go!
Off the field, I build my brand.
At Jackson State, we make it happen.
They said one story, my brand tells another.
This is Jackson State. This is family.
This is the KC-1400 Collective. Tiger Nation, we need each of you to join the movement.
Be the team behind the team.
Support our NIL collective. Get signed up today.
Visit www.KC1400collective.com. VI love, go Tigers.
Hey, this True Thompson. True, you gotta get word for Tiger Nation, man. I love y'all. Tiger Nation. DI love, go Tigers, baby. Appreciate you. Wait. Before I go any further, hey, if you haven't done so already, make sure you get some of that cat head vodka and get down with KC-1400. Hey, go over there and sponsor with them guys, man. Go ahead, pitch in. Tell a friend, tell them, make sure you get you some of that cat head. Hey, go support KC-1400. Get some of that cat head vodka for real. Just saying.